Just waiting now on the umpires to commence the final quarter here of the Geelong and District Football League Division 1 Grand Final, and I would suggest that we will be in for a crackerjack last quarter as both sides are all locked together on 6 goals, 9 apiece. Adam Gradke now puts the ball down. It's a good bounce too. We see Burke, the vice-captain, trap the football with strength. Good play from Gary Burke. Kicks the ball up there. Oh, Murray Travers could have been paid the mark. Not forthcoming from the umpire. Also down at the bottom of the pack we see little Hammond feed the ball out. Good play there from Burke also. Travers now feeds the ball back. Oh, Cook's caught one a little bit high. And it could be back on the game with Sebastian Palmer just probably copping Cookie there a little bit high. And nothing serious. As the boys are just explaining that, look at the scoreboard, fellas, there's no difference. Anyway, the ball now is kicked long up to half forward for the Anakie side, but again the defence stands firm. Hogan picks the ball up, gets a quick kick. Oh, could have been a mark there to Rooney, not paid. Oh, Keogh, good strength and skill. Just gets around 2 players. On the left foot, goes to the member side wing, but there's nobody home as we see Jeff Pelez trap the ball sweetly, but again under a great pressure from Alice and also Greg Hart, forces another error for another throw-in right on the centre wing position, member side of the ground. Oh, in front on that occasion, Mysak thumps the ball towards his goal. Picked up by Elmer. Jamie Elmer all copped one a little bit high there as he kicked the leather. No free kick forthcoming as we see Keogh in there fighting for his side. And no, it was actually the reserves skipper, I believe, and he takes the free kick for the high tackle. Sees his teammate Hammond out wide, finds him. He's copped one too by Glenn Thorburn on that occasion, and umpire Gary Kerr has paid the penalty, kicked down the ground. Waste no time, Palmer flies. Again, players just not quite holding their marks long enough as there's a lot of pressure from both half-back lines. The ball kicked now to the member side of the ground. Players still going in very strongly. Jeff Totten thumps the ball back to where we see it's now sharked by Belez. He runs his good distance, steadies, looks to the centre of the ground. Oh, in front was Wilson. Also there was Hart. Flicks it over to the big fella in Catanak. Goes up the ground there looking for Travers. He's, no, that's Burke, I should say, number 7, the vice-captain for the Werribee Central side. Could have copped one a little bit high there from Glenn Thorburn, his opposing number, but umpire Gary Kerr has suggested that he'd like to have a look at the leather for a bounce, which is an absolute shocker. It's well sharked there by Ian Cockrell, and he gets a quick kick to the centre of the ground. Hogan traps the ball, scoops it down to where Walker's hand pass finds Totten. That's David. Puts the ball to earth, steadies, kicks long up there looking for Rooney. Tries to trap it in there with one hand, can't do so. It spills out to where Rooney now charges at the leather, somehow gets the ball. Could have been pushed in the back. Oh, Julian's copped one a little high as well. Play's allowed to go on as the ball's kicked out straight to where Russell Hearn takes a fine grab right on the 50-metre line. There's no love lost between these two sides as there's still a very vicious ferocity at that leather. And, oh, Julian's there. Should have been paid the mark for mine. Great mark for mine. Not forthcoming again. And Julian turns around to umpire Gary Kerr and suggests, what have I got to do, Gary, to get a free kick or a mark here, mate? Because, yes, I think he's a little bit stiff on that occasion. But conditions are very good for football, and I suppose you must bring the ball down with you. And on that occasion, didn't quite do so. And we see that the crowd, I would suggest, be enjoying the afternoon's activities, as we've just about seen everything here, as we see Rooney a break. How did he get out of that? Spins out of the pack from that ruck contest, steadies and pops through a great goal to the Anakie side. That's Phil Rooney's third goal, and as we see that the last quarter of this grand final now moves on to the 4-minute mark, and Anakie kick their 7th goal. They're now on 7-9-51. Werribee Central's 6-9-45. Proudly brought to you by Ronnie Barker of the Meredith Hotel. The bounce favours Anakie. Gets a tap down too, where Hammond was held without the football. No free kick forthcoming, but this time the umpire picks one out, and I think the Werribee Central boys would be a little bit disgruntled with that decision, because it goes to the Anakie assistant coach in Glenn Thulburn. He sees Alma down the ground and goes short and finds him on half forward. Alma now kicks the ball long. Pack of players fly. The ball now spills to where Wilson traps the ball under all sorts of pressure, and a pretty scrappy football here on half forward for the Anakie side, and we'll see Adam Gladkey now bounce the ball. Again, the Werribee Central's half-back line being very effective here, forcing many errors on the Anakie half-forwards as we see Hogan come through. He's met solidly there by Barker. We see now that Wilson traps the ball and kicks long, but great mark there by Wysack. Wastes no time. Plays on to Roach. In turn there back to, Belair's that was. Hand pass goes astray, but Cook's good enough to pick the football up. Has a bounce. Cop one a bit high. Continues though to run through the centre. Kicks long to the outer side of the ground. In front there was the Werribee player. I think you'll find that could have been Hart, but the ball was not taken by him, and we're going to see now another bounce by umpire Gladkey, some 40 metres from the Anakie goal. Good bounce that comes down to where we see Walker get a quick kick up there, but Burke thumps the ball down. He's got good support there from Tobin. Kicks under pressure, looking up the ground there for his teammate in Hart. Finally picks the ball up, steadies, feeds a hand pass over the top there for Peter Nash, who lost sight of the leather. This allows Elmer in now. He handballs to the big fella in Wysack, but his kick is a shocker, and a nice mark taken there by half-back in Kevin Keogh. Keogh now on that left foot. Plays on now, looks up the ground, kicks the ball to the wing position, but nobody home for the Werribee Central side, and a nice mark there by Roach. Plays on and goes straight to centre half forward, where Russell Hearn has been a pretty effective player across the centre line here today. Takes a fine grab. Kicks long, but in front there was the Werribee Central's defender in, I think you'll find that could have been Barker. Just trying to pick him up there. No, that was Gary Tobin actually, and he's doing a good job on the big fella Phil Roonier. And as we see now that the umpire and Gladkey has called for another bounce. 45 metres from the Anakie goal. Julian wins the tap, but it goes straight to where Barker gets it down to where Good Hands finds Hammond. Hammond over the top there to his teammate, who's well dispossessed there by Alma, was Hart. Alma now kicks the ball long, looking up there for his forwards, but they're all out of position. Kicking the ball off the carpet there was the reserves coach from the Werribee Central side, and panicked a little bit, because I think he thought that he kicked the ball out of bounds on the full. But fortunately for him, the ball has just bounced inside the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in right next to the point post here for the Anakie side. Roonier tries to do the same thing again as before. He nearly does so too, but is well tackled on that occasion by Wilson, and he's still fighting very strongly at the footy as we see now the bounce some 20 metres from the Anakie goal, and we're moving now on to the 8-minute mark of this final quarter. Anybody's game of football as we see Andrews fly over the top of the pack, thump the ball to where Hart is there. He finally now picks the ball up. No, he's having a bit of trouble. Under a bit of pressure there from Thulburn. Gives it to Hogan. He's also under pressure. Hart gets a quick kick. Burke dives on the ball as well, as does Jamie Walker from Anakie. And the umpire is called for another bounce due to the enormous pressure. Football becoming a little scrappy at the present time, and another bounce. Wysack. No one takes a really decisive tap. It comes down to where Hammond feeds off to the running Burke. Kicks long up there looking for Stretton, but has the ball fisted away from him by Burke. Now we see coming through where the football was Paul Field, and Tottenham was caught with the leather. Coming through now is Thulburn. Also in there fighting for the Werribee Central side was Paul Field and also Matthew Sproul, but the umpire has suggested another bounce. Anakie and Wysack do battle. Wyzak this time thumps the ball back to where we see Burke trap the ball, spins around one tackle, great football, finds his teammate there in Peter Spironic, steadies, kicks the ball long, up there looking for Ellis. It's over his head. There's an opportunity here if the Werribee Central's boys can get there in time, but the Anakie defence stands firm. We see now McLaughlin, that's Craig McLaughlin, goes out to the wing position and finds a good player, Alma, very quick, very good hands and good skills, finds his teammate there in the big fella, I would suggest, in Beggs is back on the ground, but I think you'll find the ball is again out of bounds on the centre wing position, members' side of the ground. Cadillac now in front of the big fella, thumps the ball back down to where we see another pack of players form, and umpire in Gary Kerr, the veteran 44-year-old Geelong District football umpire, puts down the ball to turf, and a good bounce on this occasion too. Sees Cadillac thump the ball back to where Hammond can't trap it, but Jeff Belair's can, bursts out of the pack, gets around one player, under pressure now, as doesn't get a boot to ball, but is still in there fighting. I think you'll find there's been a free kick against Peter Nash there, the Johnny Platten lookalike, and Jeff Belair's from his endeavours gets the free kick on half-back. Kicks the ball long, looking there for Mark Beggs, flies, can't take the football. He's got support there from Ian Cockrell, but is met pretty solidly there, and we'll see another throw-in take place on the centre wing position. Okay, that's the umpires there encouraging their boundary umpire to throw that one in. As we see now that the ball back there with Hammond, he's got good skills also, this youngster, steadies in the crisis, finds Palmer, his quick kick up to half forward, looks there for his teammate in Sproul, he drops the sitter, Nash is in there, but he's met solely there by his opponents in Neville Gogol and David Cook, but Gogol has infringed here, and a free kick has been paid to Paul Field. Field now looks up the ground, but chipping in was Totten. Could have been tripped, but no free kick forthcoming. So Michael Sculthorpe now fighting for the leather, as is the vice-captain, I would suggest, there in number 7, Gary Burke. But the umpire has called for a bounce around about 55 metres from the Werribee Central's goal as we approach the 12-minute mark of this final quarter in the Geelong District Football League Division 1 Grand Final. Good skills from Fields, good shepherding also. He runs his full distance, steadies from 20 metres from goal and pops it straight through the centre for a great goal off the boot there of Paul Field. His second goal for the afternoon, and Werribee Central's 7th, and you wouldn't believe it. Scores all tied up again here at the Western Oval. So we see the Meredith Hotel scoreboard show. Anakie 7-9-51. Werribee Central's 7-9-51, proudly brought to you by Ronnie Barker. Adam Gladkey now with the leather to get play underway. Puts the ball to turf. It's a good bounce too. Again, Wyzak thumps the ball forward, but great football there from Tobin. Kicks the ball up there to the half forward flank position. The ball's thumped back by Jeff Totten. Goes straight there to Burke. Under pressure there from Cook. But Burke's good enough to get another kick of the leather. Up there to half forward, looking for Sproul, who was tripped. McLaughlin now finds Totten. His time's to steady. Pressure there from Nash, but it's good enough to get his kick up there, looking for Jamie Walker. He's under all sorts of pressure there from his opponent in Kevin Keogh. As we see now, this bloke's got to be best man on the ground in Damien Wilson. Picks the ball up. On this occasion, his kick is a poor one, due to the pressure. Elmer now feeds off to the running Thulburn, but again, his kick is a poor one, and straight into the arms of Rod Andrews. Robbie Andrews now goes out to the outer side of the ground, looking there for the big fella in Cadillac, and finds him. Wastes no time, sees Burke out there by himself, steadies, kicks long to half forward, looking up the ground there for this big fella again in Stretton, and he's got away from his opponent. Kicks the ball up looking for, pushed there was foot. No free kick forthcoming there from umpire Adam Gladkey. Alice has copped one a bit high. Good enough to get it across to his teammate there in Paul Field, but Neville Gogol rushes through a minor score, and that could be a very telling behind as we approach the 14-minute mark of this final quarter, and with the Werribee Central's boys now go to a 1-point advantage. 52 plays 41, proudly brought to you by the Meredith Hotel, as Sculthorpe goes short, finds Cook, wastes no time either, goes long up there looking for Hearn, uses his body well, does Hearn, and on this occasion now the boundary line is just a little bit too close. That was actually Jimmy Elmer, and the ball now out of bounds, right on the half-forward flank member side of the ground, as we see the umpires there in Brad Worth and Mark Osborne and Rod Castleman, and also James Powell there from the Umpires League enjoying the football, as they see the ball now brought back into play. Players going in still very strongly, and it's a credit to both sides, as the football has been very torrid and tough all day, as umpire Gary Kerr has called for another bounce. Anakie wins the tap, but it's well sharked by David Totten. Pops the ball onto his left foot. Players overrunning the ball. Also an opportunity here for the big fella if he can trap the ball. Could have been held there by Tobin without the leather. Tobin's in there also fighting, and as Barker is for his side. But I think you'll find that was Rod Andrews actually, who's doing a great job down there. And Phil Rooney is sort of suggesting to umpire in Gary Kerr, what have I got to do to get a kick, son? But well, Gary's got the leather, and he's going to bounce down some 30 metres from the Anakie goal. Rooney are trying to do a repeat performance of his last goal, but can't do so due to the pressure that's applied to him, and the whistle has sounded, and I think you'll find that, yes, a very consistent performer this afternoon in Greg Hart takes the free kick. Looks up the ground there for his teammate, but can't take the ball. Hearn now got support from his teammate there in Thulburn. Goes short looking for Walker, but look again, some great work there from Catnack to Barker, in turn to the reserves coach, who kicks out beautifully and finds his teammate in Sproul. Wastes no time, kicks the ball up and finds another very impressive player on half forward is Paul Field. Field now. He's kicked 2 straight goals too for the afternoon. He's kicking from a good 55 metres out from goal, and as you can see the angle is pretty tight. Sees a lead forthcoming, kicks the ball, and chipping in there we see that Thulburn was there, thumps the ball away from Stretton, support there from McLaughlin, feeds the ball over to where Gogol breaks through centre half back. Oh, got pushed as he got rid of the football. Plays allowed to go on. Pack of players fly. It falls to where Mark Beggs feeds it off to the running Elmer. Under pressure there from his opponent in Peters Verwonick. Beggs now picks the ball up, but I think you'll find that the whistle has sounded, and just waiting on what the umpire's decision is here. A little bit of indecision, as it looks as though the back pocket player in Peters Verwonick takes the free kick. The kick, though, is a poor one again, and no excuses there, not over just kicking to their opponent in Russell Hearn, and he takes an easy chest mark and then decides to go back to half forward with a long kick. Walker just thumps the ball, though, rather than grabbing it. Foolish football, thumps it straight to Rod Andrews. His kick is a good one, and that should be a mark for mine to the big centre half forward in Paul Stretton. He's done a great job for his side also this afternoon, and he's going to be kicking for goal from about 65 metres out. He's backing himself too, the big fella. No, he's seen the lead and gone short as we approach 18 minutes of this final quarter have gone. Looks up there for Sproul, who's just gone a little bit out of the game in the last 10 minutes, as we see now that the ball has been forced out of bounds by the fullback in Michael Sculthorpe, and another throw-in. In front, Wyzak, who's done a great job all day for his side, goes to where Hammond is well tackled. Also doing some strong work there was Timmy Ellis, and for some strange reason the umpire suggested there's been a push. I didn't quite see that one, but anyway, Anakie, you've got the free kick, and it's going to go to their best and fairest performer in Jeff Belair's. Swings traffic around to the member side of the ground, looking for David Totten. This is dangerous football because Peter Perswonic overruns the ball. David Totten's still in there fighting. Also, good football for Perswonic, finds Nash under pressure, caught with the ball by Gogol. Got support there from Roach. He's played on. Now he's just sort of selling the dummy here, and good football finds Belair's over the top to Gogol. Gogol finds the running Elmer, kicks long. Looks up the ground there for his teammate, but who's badly beaten on this occasion is young Mickey Hogan. And a great mark to this fella, number 9 in Damien Wilson. Unfortunately for Damien on this occasion, has made probably his first mistake for the afternoon as we see Peter Nash going off the ground. Number 3 there for the Werribee Central side. And we see now that the Werribee player, or Anakie player in David Cook with the football to bring the ball back into play. Looks up there for Beggsy in front. A cop one a bit higher too for mine, but no play's allowed to go on as we see now that Gary Burke, the vice-captain for the Werribee side, swings it across to the outer side of the ground. Hammond, pushed in the back. The ball fisted away there by Jeff Totten. He's good enough to recover but loses it at the last minute. The ball now comes to Keogh, off hands to his teammate who goes short and finds his teammate there in Hart. At half forward, looks up the ground. In front there was Sproul, but the ball fisted away from him. Going in very strongly with the Anakie boys. This allows Cook now to break clear. Steadies, has a bounce, looks up the ground, goes long. Beggsy is there giving support to his teammate in Mickey Hogan, but again some great football there from Damien Wilson. Punches the ball out of bounds for another throw-in as we approach the 20-minute mark of this final quarter. And anybody's game of football here at the Western Oval. Catanak now thumps the ball down, and we see it well sharked there by Belaise. He gives it in turn to David Totten. Back now we see him go to Thulburn. Thulburn under pressure, slipping at the crucial time. This allows Barker to come in. Great play. Goes short to Stretton. He's good enough to control the leather. Turns around, looks up there for Sproul. Foot's pushed by the big fellow Sculthorpe. But again, umpires letting proceedings go here. And we'll see another throw-in take place. Okay, Werribee Central's enjoying a 6-point advantage in this 89 Geelong District Football League Division 1 Grand Final, and there's no more than 10 minutes of play remaining here in this final quarter. And there's been a free kick there paid to Jeff Totten, who swings traffic across to the member side and attacking side of the ground. But very dangerous as the ball doesn't sit sweetly there for David Roach. And we'll see to the throw-in. Good crowd here at the Western Oval. Ball back into play now, and the big fella feeds it off to the young fella, and Peter Swannick pops the ball onto his left foot, but his kick under pressure again is a poor one and has gone out of bounds on the full as we wait now on David Roach, the pretty aggressive half-back flanker for the Anakie side, to bring them back into attack. Kick's a good one too, looks for Mark Beggs, can't trap the footy, ball spills out. Now we see Cookie trap it. He tucks the ball under his wing and goes for a run as he normally does. Kicks long. Up to the forward flank position. The ball doesn't sit for Hogan. Pushed in the back there was Coots there from Keogh. But now we see the young fella in David Totten have a quick shot at goal. It's beaten. It's gone through the legs of the big fella in Phil Roonier, but it doesn't matter because it's gone straight through the centre. Great goal off the boot there of that youngster from the Werribee Anakie side, I should say, in David Totten. He's kicked his first goal for the afternoon, and I tell you what, he's kicked Anakie's 7th, and they're still back in this now. Actually, it's their 8th goal, I should say. They now move on to 8-9-57, 5-point leaders over the Werribee side here on 7-10-52. Gladkey puts the ball down. Very vital who gets the ball out of the middle here. Burke doing some strong work for his side, but Catanak comes in, kicks the ball off the carpet to half forward. In front, Hammond, who's been a damaging player, breaks the tackle, kicks onto the left foot, cop one a little bit high too. No free kick forthcoming. We see now with the ball, could have been caught there was Cottrell. No free kick. Timmy Ellis is in there fighting, picks the ball up. A little bit hard there by umpire Gary Kerr, I thought, and we see that Neville Gagel takes the free kick for the Anakie side. Kicks up long there, looking for his teammate who nearly took the mark, was Hearn. The ball spills over the back as we see Jamie Walker now. Kick up to half forward. The ever-reliable skipper, Gary Barker, on this occasion was well met there by Shane Coots and just unsettled in that little bit, and has now forced the ball out of bounds for a throw-in. As we see little Steve Hammond in the hands of the trainers. Not looking too good after that last encounter, which wasn't picked up by the umpires, as we see a pack of players have formed after that throw-in, and we'll see a bounce down around the 50-metre line for the Anakie side, and as we see the time clock, 24 minutes gone of this great grand final. Oops-a-daisy, Jason Katnick there just getting a bit carried away, unsettling the umpire, goes back and has another start. Gets the ball down to turf. Katnick again gets its ball down to where we see good football there from Thulburn. Scattles it out to his teammate, whose quick kick though is well marked by another dashing half-back flanker for the day in Kevin Keogh. Keogh now looks up the ground. Sproul in front, couldn't take the football. It's good football there though by the forwards from Werribee Centrals, because they've kept the pressure on the Anakie players and have forced another ball up, as we see that young Stevie Hammond coming off the ground, not looking too good. Katnick doing battle, gets the ball then to Peters for Wannick. Comes out now, we see a quick kick, and a nice mark has been taken by the centreman and assistant coach in Glenn Thulburn. Had a lot of possessions today, kicks the ball long, looks up there for Wiseack, can't find him. Jamie Walker comes through reasonably strongly, but I think you'll find there's been a free kick paid, and it's going to be going to Trevor Keogh. Sorry, Trevor, it's Kevin. Kevin Keogh now kicks the ball up to half forward. Looking like Sproul sockers the ball off the carpet. Here's an opportunity for the big fella Stretton if the ball can sit for him. Picks it up like a rover, pops it onto his left foot. Cocked one a little bit high, he suggests, but the umpire is not going to get sucked in there, and another minor score. The 11th point there for the Werribee Central side, and this could be a little bit costly in the dying moments, as we've gone, this is bad football here. The full-back in Michael Sculthorpe's gone short, looking there for Glenn Thulburn, the assistant coach, and chipping in, he's only 35 metres out from goal, was Murray Travers. And, we're approaching 26 minutes of this final quarter. The trainer or the runner's on the ground saying, kick this, son, and I'll buy you a beer tonight because we've won the 89 grand final. Travers now comes in, the drop punt, it swings back. It swung straight back through the centre of the ground, and Murray Travers kicks his first goal for the afternoon. What a goal to kick, because I think you'll find that that's now put the Werribee Central side something like 3 points up in the dying moments, and Michael Sculthorpe, the fullback, can't believe it, as we just check on the scoreboard. Anakie 8-9-57, trailing Werribee Centrals 8-11-59, a 2-point deficit, as we've gone nearly 27 minutes of this 89 Geelong District Football League Division 1 Grand Final. Costly mistake, I would suggest, by the Anakie fullback, as we see now. Wiseack thumps the ball down. Werribee, though, through the agency there. Good football too from field. Finds his teammate there in Burke. Kicks long, and a great mark in front of his opponent there was Matthew Sproul. He's going to be kicking from 50 metres out from goal on about a 45-degree angle, and he's going to take his time, because he can feel that they've got the 89 grand final now wrapped up, and he's just making himself look a little bit more attractive before he kicks this one. Matthew Sproul kicks. It's a nice looking kick. I think you'll find the siren has sounded, and yes, that minor score is going to count. As you can see, the disgust there of the big ruckman Alec Wiseack. Can't believe it. The final scores here at the Western Oval in the 89 Geelong District Football League Division 1 Grand Final, proudly brought to you by Ronnie Barker of the Meredith Hotel, sees that Werribee Centrals ended up with 8 goals, 12-60, 3-point leaders over the Anakie side on 8-9-57. Congratulations to the Werribee Central side. Commiserations, Anakie. But that's football. Just quickly before we close this broadcast to you this afternoon, goal kickers from both sides. 2 goals to Paul Field. Singles to... 2 goals also to Sebastian Palmer. Singles to Paul Stretton, Tim Ellis, Matthew Sproul, and that ever-important goal from Murray Travers that put the Werribee Centrals boys in front. And for the Anakie side, 3 goals to Phil Roonier, 2 goals Daryl Julian, and singles to David Totten, Jeff Belair's, Ian Cockrell and Mick Hogan. Just before closing, this has been Ron Brain, Paul Harrison on the camera, and also Noel Fanning, our producer, wishing you a pleasant afternoon and hope that you've enjoyed this broadcast as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. And once again, congratulations to the Werribee Central side, the Geelong District Football League Division 1 Premiership team for this season